Hey guys, I'm Coach Jay, and I want to kind of talk about the trap that a lot of parents are constantly having to deal with. And I think one of the things that happens is that if you have an athlete that's, your athlete's very athletic, they're good in a sport. A lot of times you have to get hands-on learning to figure out how the system works, getting them on the right teams, getting them with the right coaches, the right trainers, even mental coaches, and for a lot of parents, and I've heard this said many, many times, we should have talked to you 2 years ago. We should have talked to you last year when we were dealing with these issues and not gone through all the pain and suffering of just bad play. And when an athlete does well and they're athletic and they're doing a lot of training, they should be able to play at a high level in a game. And if they can't, they got to get it fixed. And this is something that a lot of mental performance coaches work on, is just kind of figuring out what's working, what's not working. And I think that for a lot of parents, they start to figure it out later. So sometimes the first child is kind of sacrificed. Parents don't really know what they're doing. They guess, they try to get them on one team. They really don't make the connections. They don't do the due diligence, all the things involved. And then maybe the second or third child actually gets on a good team and they got a better path. But many times the oldest child, they're sacrificed. They don't get the right decisions. They get young parents, inexperienced parents that don't really know these what the right steps are. And I mean, I've been involved with this for over 20 years, and there's a lot to be learned. And it's constantly changing too. And when you look at the whole thing with the NIL transfer portal and all that, it's majorly changed sports forever. But at the same time, athletes now have agents, they're getting paid. There can be a great reward for it as well. So you kind of have to factor in all this stuff. But I'm just telling you, if you're going through it with your athlete and the mental part of it is a struggle, they can't get their head in the right space. These are things that I work on every single day with new clients, helping them kind of navigate these torturous waters. And the reality is, for most of these kids, they once we kind of get things in order and they're doing things the right way and their heads in the right space, now they start succeeding. And that's when it becomes fun. That's when offers come. That's when they start winning and they're just enjoying the sport. And ultimately, we want them to enjoy the sport. So all this being said, I can be found on as Coach Jay on Psychology Today. I can be found on LinkedIn as Jay Holgate. My website is sportsintervention.com. And you can find me on X as College Scout FB. I hope you'll like, I hope you'll subscribe, I hope you'll follow me, reach out, whatever you want to do. But until next time, God bless.